Hi guys, it's Mrs. Stickle here, and I am here to teach our phonics lesson for today. So we are working on session 3, which our I can statement is, I can read words methodically, part by part. And methodically means that you have a method to it, that we have a system. So did you know that tiny ants are one of the strongest creatures in the world? It's true. And that ants can actually carry things that are 50 times heavier than themselves. That would be like us carrying 50 second graders on your back. And that is pretty amazing to think about. Sometimes ants want to carry something that is even heavier than themselves on their back to their nests. But that's just not manageable for them to carry that whole. So for them to tackle that challenge, they use their sharp mandibles and they break that object into smaller parts. And a mandible is actually an ant's jaw, mandible. And an ant cuts that object. So they lift up their piece and they use something called their antennae to find their way back to their nest. Guys, words like antennae, those are getting so much bigger and longer. And for us to tackle them, we really have to tackle that word from tip to tail for us to read that whole word, antennae. Gosh, guys, that is a really big word. And look, there is a picture of that ant who is trying to tackle a piece of a leaf and carry it back methodically with a method back to its nest, part by part, piece by piece. So our teaching point today is I want to teach you that when readers move methodically across these really long words, that we can look for clues to help us break those words into parts. And here is one clue, and really listen up because this is our big teaching point for today. When there are two consonants in a word, and a consonant is anything that is not a vowel, and vowels are the letters A, E, I, O, and U, and sometimes Y. So any other letters besides vowels, when there are two of those right in the middle of a word, you can break that word right there into parts between those consonants to make your word more manageable. So let's look at this word for a second. Antennae. Gosh, that really is such a big word. But if you were going to use that teaching point, what two consonants do you see in antennae that would make us be able to break that word and make it more manageable? Can you spot them? What do you see there? If you said the two N's right in the middle of antennae, you are right. That is such a big second grade thinking brain because those two N's can be broken, just like you're ripping a piece of paper that has the word antennae on it right in the middle of the two N's. We could say antennae. Yes, and that is one place to break that word, antennae, between the two N's. Great job. So today what we're going to do together is we are going to break apart a couple more words together, methodically, part by part. And what we're going to be looking for are these two consonants right in the middle of the word. Okay, do you have your phonics hats on? All right, let's pretend like Gus is right here with us. And Gus is going to help us, and you are going to help Gus break these words. Let's look at this word. This word, I believe, is traffic. Traffic. So if I wanted to break this word, I'm looking for two consonants in the middle of traffic. Do you spot them? Do you spot them, my phonics professors? I do also. I do too. I spot two F's. And we can break them. Let's pretend like we're ripping that word traffic between the two F's. So if I were to break it there, I would have traffic. Yes, and that would be a nice place to break that word between the two F's. Let's try another one. Let's try this word, trumpet. So if I wanted to chunk this word, break this word between two consonants in the middle, can you spot them? This one is not quite as easy because it's not a double consonant where it's the same letter, but there are two consonants. Do you have it? I know it's not the U because the U is a vowel. And I know it's not the E towards the end because that is a vowel also. But those two beautiful consonants, the M and the P, we could break it right there. And then I would have trum, pit, trumpet. Say it one more time. Trum, pit, trumpet. Good job. Break it right between the two consonants. Ooh, here's one. Napkin, napkin. Can you spot the two consonants that we could break this between? And this is a cool word because it also has a couple words within the word too. Do you spot those words within the word? Yes. Do you spot the word nap? That is one that we could recognize a lot. And actually the word kin is a word as well. So let's break that between the P and the K, those two consonants in the middle of the word. Ready? Let's tear it. Napkin, napkin. Good job. All right. Let's try this one. If I'm not familiar with this word, this might be tricky. So the first thing I'm going to do here is just look for two consonants in the middle that I could break it between to make this word more manageable. Okay, I found my consonants. So I'm going to try the first part. I have cactus, cactus. Oh, great. I can put those two word parts together and make the word cactus. And a cactus would be a plant that would grow in the desert and does not require a lot of water. All right, let's try one more together. Ooh, do you spot two consonants in the middle of this word? Ooh, I also spot a word within a word here too. That could help us. Okay, do you spot the first word within the word? I hope that you spotted the word trip, trip. So we have trip, let, triplet. Yes, and we broke that word right in between the P and the L. And a triplet would be, if you have twins, then you have two children that are born at the same time that may or may not look alike. And a triplet would be three babies that would be born at the same time. A triplet. Yes. All right. So I want you guys to remember that when you read, when you come to a word that you might not be familiar with, that you could remember to pause and to try to break that word between two consonants that could be side by side right in the middle of a word. And then you could blend or put those parts together and make a bigger word. So readers, remember, when you are really digging into your nonfiction reading today, and you need to figure out a longer word, that you could methodically read it part by part. And then the consonants in the middle would give you a clue as to what those parts would be. Let's look at our anchor chart before we go also for tackling long words part by part. So let's work methodically from the beginning of the word to the end, from tip to tail. And then you could break those two consonants right in the middle. The only thing that we have to remember is if you have a digraph, which are two letters that are put together to make a new sound, like an SH for sh or a TH for th, those have to stay together. We can't break digraphs apart. But besides that, if you have two consonants right in the middle of a word, break them apart to try to tackle that word. You guys did such a good job today. I'm so proud of you all, and I cannot wait to hear how you have put this strategy to use in your reading. Bye, guys.